Israeli government approved an emergency regulation to shut down media outlets they consider harmful to state security. The Qatari network Al Jazeera was the first to be affected by the measure. Secretary General of the United Nations Organization Antonio Guterres is in Egypt to speed up the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza in view of the extreme situation that thousands of people in the enclave are living in. Haitian police confirmed the arrest of Jovenel Moise, the main suspect of having planned the assassination of Prime Minister Jovenel Moise in 2021. Hello, welcome to From the South. I'm Ana Rosabal from the TeleSUR studios in Havana, Cuba. We begin with the news. Israeli attacks in Khan Younis, southwest of the Gaza Strip, left 21 people dead and left 79 wounded, most of them, in both cases, women and children. The attack was carried out between Thursday night and early Friday morning against these residential houses full of civilians. The figure brings more than 3,800 the partial death toll of the occupier siege. The wounded have been transferred to the Nasser hospital where there are no more anesthetics or medicines. The bombing targeted the neighbors of Sajun and Shueya, where a large number of houses were reduced to ashes. The Israeli government on Friday approved an emergency regulation to shut down media outlets they consider harmful to state security. The Qatari network Al Jazeera was the first to be affected by the measure. The executive decision coincides with the publication of a detailed Al Jazeera report that demolishes the theory about the perpetrators of all the Al-Ali hospital bombing, which killed more than 500 people. The initiative was approved by Yoav Gallant, the occupier's defense minister, and received the approval of the Security Cabinet. The closure statement accuses Al Jazeera of collaborating with the enemy, referring to Hamas. Around the world, citizens from different countries took to the streets to ratify their support for Palestine, while condemning the Israeli bombings that have caused more than 3,100 Palestinian deaths. After an attack on a hospital in the Gaza Strip, European and Latin American countries have taken to the streets to demand an immediate ceasefire in the Gaza Strip, which has claimed the life of many Palestinian civilians, most of them children and women. They also demand that the right to life of the Palestinian population in the United Nations Declaration on the creation of an Arab and Jewish state be respected. In Brazil, the National Union of Students called for demonstrations in at least 11 cities to show their support for Palestine after Israeli bombing of the Gaza Strip. At least 12 demonstrations were held in solidarity with the Palestinian people prompted by the destruction of Al-Ali hospital in the city of Gaza, which left at least 500 people dead. The National Union of Students issued a statement calling for an immediate ceasefire in Gaza. Among the cities were the march for Manaus, Praia Grande, Terminal, Sao Paulo, and Rio de Janeiro. Meanwhile, in Turkey, citizens took to the streets of the eastern city of Baton, carrying Palestinian flags and chanting various slogans to reiterate their support and solidarity to the Palestinian people. At the same time, they rejected the crimes committed by Israel against the Palestinians. In Palestine, the total Israeli siege against the population of the Gaza Strip continues. On the 13th day of the occupation forces incursion, authorities reported more than 3,100 dead and more than 13,500 wounded.
The Palestinian Health Ministry reported on Thursday that at least 46 Palestinians were killed following Israeli airstrikes on homes in the towns of Rafah and Khan Younis in the center of Gaza, while 21 other Palestinians were killed by shelling on the Sheikh Radwan neighborhood in Jabalia camp and several areas in the center of Gaza. Israeli forces also imposed a military siege on the North Shams refugee camp in Tulkarm in the northern West Bank, where several young people were killed and others injured after resisting looting and house raids by occupation troops. Russia sent 27 tons of humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip on the orders of President Vladimir Putin. The Ministry of Emergency Situations said that the cargo will be handed over to representatives of the Egyptian Red Crescent for distribution to civilians in Gaza. The Brazilian Ministry of Defense informed on Thursday that the BC-2 plane, which was waiting in Rome, landed at the international airport of El Arish in Egypt with 267 kilograms of humanitarian aid sent by the government of Lula da Silva.
Con 267 kilogramos de ayuda humanitaria enviada por el gobierno de Lula da Silva.
In parallel, the King of Jordan and the President of Egypt held a meeting in Cairo where they discussed the Israeli siege in the Gaza Strip and the deterioration of the humanitarian situation in the area. The leaders rejected Tel Aviv's actions to displace Palestinians from their territory towards Cairo and Amman. In this regard, Cuba's Foreign Minister Bruno Rodriguez expressed on behalf of the Caribbean country its solidarity with the Palestinian cause, its right to sovereignty, while condemning the war actions against Gaza. Several Palestinian demonstrators marched in the center of Ramallah in the West Bank while carrying Palestinian flags and chanting during a demonstration condemning Israel's military action in the Gaza Strip. Likewise, in France and Germany, citizens protested in the streets of the capital cities in favor of the people of Palestine. At the same time, the Palestinian Foreign Ministry called on the international community to demand that Israel stop the attacks and open the humanitarian crossings to cover the basic needs of its citizens.
The Secretary General of the United Nations Organization, Antonio Guterres, arrived on Thursday in Egypt to speed up the delivery of humanitarian aid to Gaza in view of the extreme situation that thousands of people in the enclave are living in. Although it was speculated that the entry will begin on Friday, the Office of the High Commissioner for Human Rights in Geneva is still in talks with all the parties involved in the conflict. During an invited visit to Israel, it was announced that only 20 trucks will be authorized by Tel Aviv. However, on Friday, there is no estimated date. In the meantime, Egypt claims that the roads were severely damaged by the Israeli bombing that took place 2 days ago.
I'm calling for an immediate humanitarian ceasefire. For nearly 2 weeks, the people of Gaza have gone without any shipments of fuel, food, water, medicine, and other essentials. I'm calling for 2 immediate humanitarian actions. To Hamas, for the immediate and unconditional release of the hostages. To Israel, for immediate unrestricted access of humanitarian aid to respond to the most basic needs of the people of Gaza.
Let's take a short break, but remember you can join us on TikTok at TeleSUR English for the fine news in different formats, new dates, some more. All studies coming up, stay with us. Welcome back. Haitian police confirmed Thursday the arrest of Jovenel Moise, the main suspect of having planned the assassination of President Jovenel Moise in 2021. After 2 years, Moise was captured in a supermarket in Pétionville, an exclusive suburb of Port-au-Prince, the capital of the country. Gary Desrosiers confirmed the arrest of the man who was an official of the Ministry of Justice until a week before the assassination of the president. Several detainees reported in their statements that Jovenel Moise was the mastermind of the entire operation perpetrated on July 7, 2021, in which Martin Moise, wife of the assassinated president, was also injured. The Dominican Republic inaugurated on Thursday the first section of the wall of its border with Haiti, according to the claim, with the aim of controlling the trafficking of migrants, drugs, and weapons. Dominican President Luis Abinader said that defense benefits both countries in several aspects, as well as it facilitates the control of bilateral trade, regulates migratory flows, combats mafias, including drug trafficking, and helps to correct the illegal sale of arms. The president assured that this measure is aimed at separating his country from the serious crisis of violence that plagues Haiti. The two countries share a land border of almost 400 kilometers. U.S. President Joseph Biden informed he will ask Congress for a historic aid package for Israel and Ukraine. On the same day that the Federal Reserve confirmed an out-of-control inflation, the president announced that he will request $100 billion from Congress. He compared the Russian president to Hamas, justifying his decision by alleging that he's trying to stop the threats that seek to destroy democracy in the world. In his address, Biden called Israel and Ukraine critical partners and argued that assistance to both nations means a smart investment that is going to pay dividends for American security for generations. According to him, the aid package they would request represent an unprecedented commitment to Israel's security that would sharpen the country's qualitative military edge, and his allies believe that he should promote diplomatic solution. In Argentina, the political parties closed their campaigns for the election of next Sunday, October 22. Candidate Sergio Massa of the Unión por la Patria party decided to close his campaign in factor as a symbol of what he believes it is essential to sustain if he's elected president. Candidate Patricia Bullrich of the Juntos por el Cambio party will close her campaign in the Bonaerense party of Lomas de Zamora, while candidate Javier Milei closed the electoral campaign on Wednesday with a special focus on privatization and dollarization of the economy, and announced that if he becomes president, he will break off relations with countries such as Brazil, China, and the Vatican. On Friday, local media in the United Kingdom highlighted that the Conservative Party of the United Kingdom's Prime Minister Rishi Sunak suffered a defeat in a by-election in which the main opposition Labour Party won by large majorities. British Labour's by-election victory puts Prime Minister Rishi Sunak to shame a year before the general election. Progressive went to key seats in Birmingham and London. Reversing the Conservative majority, Sarah Edwards of the Labour Party won by more than 11,000 votes over the Conservative Andrew Cooper in Birmingham, while Alistair Stratton beat the Conservative candidate in London, Festus Akinbusoye. The main opposition Labour Party won by large majorities in the by-election in which the main opposition Labour Party won by large majorities. We have a second show break coming up, but before we invite you to visit our YouTube channel at TeleSUR English, where you'll be able to rewatch top stories, special broadcastings, and more. Hit the subscribe button and activate the notification bell to stay up to date on the world's more recent events. Final show break, don't go away. Welcome back. And we continue with journalist Eduardo Regonesi. He's at the Pan American Games in Santiago, Chile. Good morning, Eduardo. And what are the latest updates so far?
Good morning, how are you doing? We are live here still at the National Stadium of Santiago, wrapping up the third day of athletic competition here in Santiago. Today it was the turn of diving. We started with diving early in this morning. It was a preliminary round, women's 10-meter platform, where the athlete from Canada, Mackay, took the highest spot, followed by two Mexicans, Agundes and Orozco. Just to be clear, this is a preliminary round. What this means, there were 17 athletes supposed to compete today. One of those, Pedroso from Brazil, didn't show up. So out of the 16 athletes that were competing today, 12 move on for tomorrow, 4 don't make it to the second round. Those 4 are Reyes from Peru, Garcia from Cuba, Micló from Puerto Rico, and Osorio from Colombia. Out of these 16, as I was saying, 12 move on for tomorrow round, and tomorrow is going to be another day of action here at the pool where the men are going to be starting their turn of competition as well. Apart from diving, today we had also baseball in the morning where Cuba defeated Colombia, and there were several matches in the boxing arena at the athletic center just a couple miles up the road from here. But everything is done by now, being almost 2 o'clock here in the afternoon in Chile, 1:49 to be more precise. As you can see around, there's a calm. There's not too much going on because everybody's waiting on what's going to happen tonight. The big party, it's tonight. The big party of the century probably. Chile hasn't had an event like this since 1962 when they hosted the FIFA World Cup, and today it's going to be the party of the century. Everybody's getting ready. We are getting ready. As I was saying, there's not much going on right now at the Santiago National Stadium. Everybody is getting ready for what's going to happen in the athletic field where the delegations are going to be marching. There's going to be music. There's going to be artists from all over the world, and it's all going to happen just in a couple hours. And of course, we are going to be covering for you guys. We're going to be live tomorrow with all the updates, and we're going to bring to busy day tomorrow. We are going to have the inauguration, and about 20 more disciplines start tomorrow. So we're getting ready. Everybody's getting ready. It's going to be a fun time. We're going to say goodbye for now. I'm Eduardo from Santiago, and we will be back with you guys very soon.
Thank you, Eduardo Regonesi, for reporting for us from Chile at the Pan American Games. And we continue with more news. Niger's National Council for the Safeguarding of the Homeland confirmed on Friday that it followed a mercenary operation to free deposed President Mohamed Bazoum. The military explained that the main perpetrators had been arrested and handed over to the prosecutor's office. They also said that in addition to Bazoum, his family took cooks and two bodyguards accompanying him in the escape. The plan was assigned for them to travel in camouflage vehicles to a hideout in Changari on the outskirts of Niamey, the capital, to then escape in two helicopters of foreign power in northwest Nigeria. Reported that operations are continuing in the city of Changari. In Sudan, the number of hungry families has almost doubled in the past year, where the war between generals has plunged the country into chaos for 6 months. According to a press release by the World Health Organization, the United Nations Children's Fund, 700,000 children suffer from severe acute malnutrition and 100,000 need life-saving treatment against acute malnutrition. Citing a projection from Johns Hopkins University, the statement said at least 10,000 children under the age of 5 could die by the end of 2023 due to the increased food insecurity and service disruption caused by the country's armed conflict. War broke out last April 15 between the army led by General Abdel Fattah al-Burhan and the paramilitary of the Rapid Support Forces of General Mohamed Hamdan Daglo. According to a largely underestimated toll, the conflict has killed over 9,000 people and left millions of refugees and displaced. In the same context, the deputy spokesperson for the Secretary General Farhan Ak alluded to the humanitarian aid that was delivered yesterday, Wednesday, to those affected by the conflict in South Africa, and declared that there is an increase in the number of people infected with cholera.
Yesterday, the 18th of October, the Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Affairs facilitated 44 trucks with relief supplies to Kordofan and Darfur. Prior to this, the movement of supplies was delayed for 6 consecutive weeks due to insecurity. The convoy is transporting supplies from the UN Relief Agency, Refugee Agency, the World Food Program, and UNICEF. Regarding the health situation in the country, the World Health Organization says that more than 1,400 suspected cases of cholera and 64 associated deaths have been reported in Sudan since a cholera outbreak was declared late last month. Humanitarian agencies have scaled up their response to the outbreak, which comes as Sudan's healthcare system is stretched to its limits.
A member of the International Atomic Energy Agency team visiting Japan has declared on Thursday that he does not expect any rise in radiation levels in the first cut in the regional axis. The statement was made after the first marine sample taken by the IAEA in the Fukushima Daiichi nuclear power plant started releasing treated radioactive wastewater into the sea. The team watched flounder and other popular kinds of fish being caught off the coast early Thursday and brought boats to Hisonahama port in southern Fukushima for an auction. Fukushima Daiichi started releasing wastewater into the sea on August 24th. The release, which is expected to continue for decades, has been strongly opposed by fishing groups and neighboring countries, including South Korea, where hundreds of people have protested.
We do expect to see a small elevated levels of small rise in levels of tritium in seawater that is sampled from very close to the discharge point. But otherwise, we expect to find levels that are very similar to what we measured last year. Well, I think it's important that we come here and we see exactly how it's done. I think everything has been very open and transparent, so we've been able to watch the fish coming in off the boats, being landed, and then being packed for samples.
The implementation of the agreement signed between Russian President Vladimir Putin and North Korean leader Kim Jong-un is already underway. This was stated by the head of Russian diplomacy, Sergei Lavrov, from Pyongyang, the capital of the Democratic People's Republic of North Korea. At the end of September, the Binational Commissions outlined concrete measures to advance towards the objectives set by the leaders and its framework. The implementation of the agreements and in Russia has already begun. On Thursday, the North Korean leader received the Russian Chancellor to receive their implementation in view of the 10th Intergovernmental Meeting on Trade, Economic, Scientific and Technical Cooperation to be held in the Russian capital this November. And we have come to the end of this brief. You can find these and many other stories on our website, TeleSURenglish.net. And join us on social medias, Facebook, X, Instagram, Telegram, and TikTok. For TeleSUR English, I'm Ana Rosabal. Thank you for watching.